New joint reporting from the Texas Tribune and Votebeat reveals some registered voters in Texas that the state flagged as potential non-citizens had already shown their proof of citizenship to DPS. Reporter Natalia Contreras from Votebeat and the Texas Tribune broke this story today. She's joining us now to talk about what she learned. Natalia, thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.
So I want to take a step back because, this is not the first time that Texas has flagged people as potential non-citizens on the voter rolls. Remind us what happened in this latest instance.
Yeah, so earlier this year, the Texas Secretary of State's office obtained access to a federal database that historically has been used to verify the citizenship of people who are trying to access, services, benefits, even a driver's license, like a DPS. But it hadn't been used for this to verify citizenship of people that are registered to vote. Earlier this year, the Trump administration made this database easier to access for states, and it's also now free of charge. It used to be costly for states to use, but now states can use it free of charge. It's easier to use as well. So after Texas obtained access to this data, it began checking the entire voter roll, more than 18 million people that are registered to vote in Texas in this database. And the most recent numbers that we got was that more than 2,000 people were flagged by this database as potential non-citizens. But of course, what we just found is that that database isn't perfect. There are actually citizens in that database. But what's interesting is that this database is supposed to be the most up-to-date because the agency that handles this database is USCIS, the U.S. Immigration Services agency. So you would think it would be up to date, but clearly what we're finding is that it's not perfect, and U.S. citizens, naturalized citizens, are being flagged as potential non-citizens.
So one of the things that I mentioned previously as we were getting into talking to you is that some of the people who were on the Texas list had already told DPS that they were in fact citizens, and again, largely this happens when you're getting ready to register to vote and get your driver's license, right?
Yeah, so that is one of the things that we found while we were reporting on this. Texas for years has been requiring proof of citizenship when you're trying to obtain a driver's license or a state ID. So even if you didn't register at DPS while obtaining one of those identification cards, you still have to prove that you are a citizen, or if you're not a citizen, that you are in the country legally, either a work visa or a green card, in order for you to just obtain a driver's license or a state ID. So the thing here is that Texas as a state already has some form of documentation for a lot of people that live here and work here. And so our question to the Secretary of State's office was, when they ran the entire voter roll in this federal database, we asked them if they use the data that they already have with DPS, with the state, against it to see, okay, which people can we confirm that are citizens and we don't need to be flagging them. But they did not do that initially, and they have now done it in Travis County because Travis County requested that they do so.
Yeah, and I would imagine that took the list of people down, right?
That's right. The Secretary of State's office had flagged 97 potential non-citizens in Travis County. After state officials went back and double-checked each other's data, now we have found that definitely 11 of those folks that were on that list had already provided proof of citizenship. And so we are now wondering whether the state is going to continue checking for the rest of the counties. They haven't said so. I'm also wondering, at least one other county, Cameron County in the Rio Grande Valley, has told me that they plan to ask the Secretary of State to also double check data that they already have. And so we're just kind of going to see what happens next. What I do want people and voters to understand is that if they were flagged, by this database. And if their registration, they find that their registration is canceled, if they do have proof of citizenship, their registration has to be reinstated immediately as soon as they provide that proof. So that is something that's important for people to remember.
Yeah.
By law, their registration, if they do have proof of citizenship, has to be reinstated even if it was canceled.
Right, and you can just get in touch. All that information on the letter that you got, it's on there. Please reach out to the people if you're impacted. Reporter Natalia Contreras with VoteBeat and the Texas Tribune. We thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for having me.